to bring back the long-form census, which has been criticized as being invasive, but actually, from the data that comes in, it's arranged that you can't tell, whose answers they are. They're aggregated, so there's no actual privacy concern. This is just a red herring. This is a wedge issue that when it was taken away and we're paying for it, we're using old data now. The question was also about using this data for anti-poverty, for youth employment. We're having to use old data now to address those issues. So for example, when we're looking at what kind of minimum wage would be a livable wage, from the data that we have in the Communist Party that we've seen, we've calculated it has to be around $20 an hour. And again, if that sounds too much, try living on anything less. But we're going to have less and less data without having the long-form census back to be able to call for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's common sense. The long-form census has to come back. This is the first government in the history of our planet that wants less data. It was an incredible coalition of groups that stood up to Stephen Harper and said, no, we want the long-form census. Churches, non-profit organizations, corporations, a coalition of groups that you've never seen before and you'll never see again. Ask this government, please don't do it. Because that's how we decide not only about youth employment strategies, but where to build a school, where to build co-op housing, where to build affordable housing. This is information municipalities use, nonprofits use, churches use, and now it's flawed. We've talked about, at our previous debate, one of our previous debates, communities that are falling off the map. Communities that, because of the cancellation of the long-form census, we don't know that are out there, and we can't help them if we don't know that they exist. They're underserved, and that needs to change.
Thank you.
From a local perspective, what we've been able to achieve over the last number of years, and I think we've been able to build to take some solid next steps from a youth employment perspective and from a university and college perspective, is the partnerships that we formed with Niagara College. Their ability to identify programs, their ability to understand what programs they need to run that will result in individuals being able to graduate and succeed and get into the workforce immediately. Brock University has emphasized this, has worked toward a strategy of becoming a much stronger economic partner of our local community. And the other aspect of this is the Generator 1 incubator that we have downtown and the BioLink incubator that we have up at Brock University. These are small entities that are allowed and are able to ensure that small businesses and young individuals, young entrepreneurs have a chance to start these businesses and grow them. And we've started to see the successes of both of those.
Thank you.
No, it's okay. I'll just carry on. So I'm agreeing honestly with I think 3 out of the 4 of them. The long census form paints a true picture, not just about economics, but it also paints a true cultural picture of who we are as Canadians. It takes us back to when we all first came here, our grandparents came here. It asked many questions and it kept us from actually making sure that there was systemic discrimination going on. We could target and identify key social issues, not just from an economic program, but also from a sociological program. And that's a very important thing for all of us to do. Because right now, I can't tell you, but we are getting meaner and meaner in our days, and we're not recognizing who we truly are as Canadians.
Thank you.